get it started now. Freedom, 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 freedom. My freedom begins at Life Force Canada.
Okay, hello, I'm Karen and welcome to Life Force Canada. A big thank you to all of you who join me here every week as we continue the conversation. I'm here to keep us empowered, connected, to remind you that you're not alone. As you can see now, many are awakening and standing for freedom across Canada. The world is very, very exciting. And I'm here to remind you to stay focused on creating an amazing future. There are no saviors. It is up to us to create the change. And Lifers Canada is a platform made of so many who are volunteering their time and energy to create the Canadian Restoration Plan within every province and including the Yukon and Northwest Territories. As we know, all the corrupt systems and structures are going to be crumbling, and we will be here to assist in rebuilding this amazing country of ours. And how our Monday calls work is I share some inspiration, then I offer a topic of discussion. Tonight we have the remarkable Dwayne Classen, my brother from UNN News Canada, sharing about the Convoy in Ottawa. We all know about the Convoy. Exciting times, isn't it? Then I'm going to open up for a Q&A, and at the end of the call, I'm going to offer a meditation just to help us reduce stress and keep us all connected to source. Now, if you haven't done so as of yet, I recommend you mark your calendar for Monday, the 21st. The incredible Theo Fleury will be joining us on our national call. Everyone knows Theo. He played for the Calgary Flames, New York Rangers, Chicago Blackhawks. He's an NHL Stanley Cup champion and so much more. He's going to have a powerful message to share with everyone. And I'm really, really excited to have him joining us. The government wants you to be completely dependent on them at all levels. And most of the population is incapable of thinking for themselves. We see that. The look for societal acceptable, that acceptable voice, be it the media, doctor, government authority, to officially announce what the truth even is. And even though the evidence can be right in front of their eyes. So modern science, as we know, is not based on the search for truth. It's based on excuses to validate their imposed theories. And we're going to be finding out very soon that much of our history is false. I know many of you have been down this rabbit hole already. There's a lot that have not. And next week, we're going to be talking about that a lot more, because we do need to prepare ourselves as the systems that we've grown accustomed to are going to be dissolving. And we, the people, are here to create the new systems that are in alignment with body, mind, and soul, and based on natural law. Now, a fun fact that I discovered was there's a new study in the Angus Reid Institute, and they find that leaders aged 18 to 29, which is 47% population of Canada, believe that the future development of Canada, of our society, requires beginning anew and restructuring differently. That to me is exciting. So we need to start attracting the youth, and they want to restructure, which is incredible, because that's what Lifers Canada is all about. The systems we have right now were all created by a very dark agenda and were designed to keep us sick, weak, and disempowered. So everything that we've been taught in the schools is fiction. We all know this. After all, they created this education system to keep us truly knowing how powerful our mind is. And everything that's happened in the last 2 years, last 100 years, is based in fiction. And there's so much more of what is really going on. And we've been fooled, well, not all of us, have been fooled for a very long time. And everything we've we thought was true is going to be exposed. And if you've not gone down the Tartarian rabbit hole, I suggest you do. We're going to be talking about that next week. Although buildings that we see, parliament buildings, cathedrals were once free energy generators. Yes, we had free energy before the Rockefellers and the dark heavens decided to start Standard Oil and take humanity in a direction that would keep us fascinated on a black goo, but would be grounded in a veil of lies as they profited from our slavery. So yes, there was a great reset in the early 1800s, and the inheritors who took over every city, every country, created systems to keep us from remembering our true innate power. And I do believe, as we all do, a changing of the guard is what is at work right now. Their time is over. How many of you have not worn a mask in the last 2 months? Just share in your chat, in the chat. And how many of you have not worn a mask in 6 months? How many of you have never worn a mask in this whole pandemic? Excellent, Kendra, Jen, fantastic, Keith, Irene. Yes, I have never worn a mask either, ever, in any store or restaurant. And if we continue to go along with the narrative, we are stuck in their prison of the mind. And the thing is that we do not want to participate in the lie. And this lie is putting a jab in a 10-year-old's arm, or someone losing their job or their life, right? Our future right now depends deeply on what level of consciousness and engagement you bring to this historical moment. So we are being asked right now to really put forth our best possible results. And this is what is happening across the earth plane. And it's extraordinary as so many people are waking up. How many of you have seen in Turin, Italy, that epic pic of all the citizens dining together in the streets to resist against the vaccine passports? Yeah. Thank you, Julie. And as our systems collapse, it will be difficult for many to accept the changes that are coming. That is why we need you to volunteer in our councils and our committees. We are creating a strong foundation and continue to deliver the message in a way that the public can truly understand. So we know we do not need a government to tell us the mandates are over. We do not need a federal government. We do not need a provincial government. What we need is the will of the people to stop wearing the mask and continue living in the vibration of freedom. We must not be in fear anymore. We must stand in the light to show our smile and continue walking forward. And as it moves through this massive shift, the old world is going to be going away, and we're going to be waking up. Well, the population of this reality, right, is going to be waking up more and more. And so there's going to be many people who are going to be struggling, and we're going to be there to receive them, right? We are a soul family, and we're co-creating a new reality together. Okay, yes, absolutely, frequency. The Freedom Convoy and associated protests have brought significant media coverage to this in recent days. The world is watching Canada to see how we move through this time. So I'm going to be passing it over right now to you, Dwayne, who is the host of UNN Canada. Truth News is where it's at, and the Convoy Report, and then we'll have a Q&A. It's all yours, Dwayne.
Thank you, Karen. Good evening, everyone. Hope your Monday is going fantastic. Yeah, we thought we would have this conversation tonight because it is the elephant in the room. And as much as united we stand and doing what it is that we are here to do with LifeForce Canada, there is a big picture that's happening out there that, in my experience, I'm not going to date myself, but it's probably the most patriotic Canada loving feeling I've ever had. And seeing how this country is truly coming together for the truckers, for freedom, for peace and love, because it is truly brotherly and sisterly love that we're experiencing out there. And it's truly a beautiful thing. And so I'm just going to put that up and see what we can do here in regards to an update. I'm sure most of you are glued to what's going on. Some of you are back east, you're near Ottawa and Toronto, you're in ground zero. However, there is many places around Canada that are also ground zero. And I'm in Calgary, and we have seen such an incredible outpouring of love and compassion and connection to what is truly happening, in spite of what is the pushback from our government and our legacy news that's doing everything they can. And I want to make sure that I cover this, that even though we are getting all of our news from the independent sources, from Facebook and anyone with an iPhone, they're doubling down. But I'm telling you that that's going to be the next frontier. It's going to be the next battleground, if you will. I believe we need to make the mainstream media accountable to what they're doing. And I remember in a conversation that I had on the street in Calgary, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before. And there was a global news channel, but they weren't filming. They weren't doing anything, the big protest, walking past, and they were just picking and choosing their spot. Like they might grab or where there's a big gap in the protest, and they'll, a few alt-right protesters showed up. But what I was hearing as I was approaching them was the fact that they were telling Global News, the cameraman and the reporter, that they're next. And it's true. I mean, you look everywhere that there is this disdain, and it's palpable, of how the media has turned on its own people. The media used to make politicians sweat, and that hasn't happened in over 2 years. And it doesn't matter what side of the parliament that you're on, whether it's federal or provincial. And UN Canada, that's what we aspire to, and be able to bring you the truth in the news. Mind you, we're not quite at rebel level, and we're not quite at some of the other more established alternate media channels out there. But we do have a goal to be able to bring you the truth that matters to Canadians. And our team with Chantel, DK, and Chris and Santha, big things are coming, and we're excited about what that's going to look like. But so let's get into what the convoy, where we're at right now. And if you're following the channels, if you're following mainstream, it looks like they're like, yeah, we got them. They're on the run, and this is going to be shut down, and we'll be done by the end of Friday. Well, they're playing a very heavy hand. The police chief of Ottawa has come down in a very tyrannical way, and basically getting his stormtroopers to do everything in their power. A judge today passed an order to make it illegal to honk your horn. So they cannot no longer honk their horn, because now the police can actually open up their trucks and pull them out and arrest them. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Yesterday, you may have heard that they've been confiscating all the diesel fuel and gasoline, propane, things they need to keep their vehicles running to stay warm, essentially. That in itself is another tyrannical power grab that is incredibly illegal. In fact, everything that they're doing is illegal. The Convoy organizers, amazing. They truly are heroes, all of them, men and women, are just doing an incredible job behind the scenes, the behind the scenes that we don't see. And they've got several camps. I believe there's 4 or 5 camps that are their logistical hubs. And from those logistical hubs, they support the truckers that are placed all over the city. One of the bigger ones was Coventry Camp, where they had a kitchen, they had outhouses, they had beautiful, some people from Ottawa pulled in with one of those vanity trucks where they have actually full-on bathrooms for men and women. And the police apparently shut it all down. It looked like the skies were really getting gray. However, from what I've heard just prior to getting on to the call today, that a lot of that is just optics that the police are wanting to give to the other side. And in conversations with the truckers on the ground that the guys were having, they're actually saying that the majority of police are taking a very kid gloves approach to the situation and truly wanting to be a support. They don't want to be heavy-handed. They don't want to be the bad guy. And there is a woman today, she's a lawyer, apparently a fairly large, big lawyer out of the US. And she sent, and you might have seen this in your feeds somewhere today, where it's a petition or to contact the Ottawa police, because what they're doing is crimes against humanity when it comes to the Geneva Convention. And she cites the entire list of what the Geneva Convention and specifically the law that they're breaching. And it is a war crimes. And so if the chief, the mayor, the mayor's office, the police officers, any of them enforce these, it is incredibly illegal on their side because they're trying to vilify the truckers and any of their supporters as terrorists, not from a terrorist standpoint, but it's just in legalese. Because when they can classify them as a certain type, then their approach can change dramatically. They can, at will, bring in the SWAT team or a tactical team to do whatever they need, because it changes the optics. But there are so many people with iPhones showing the truth. So there's what the liberals in Parliament and Justin Trudeau and the legacy media are trying to portray. And then there's us, there's you and I, and the millions of freedom fighters around Canada and the world that are showing the truth. And they're seeing peace, they're seeing love, they're seeing generosity, they're seeing truckers and all the supporters shoveling snow, giving to the homeless, doing amazing things for the community. One reporter from, I believe it was Newsmax, and he says he's never seen the downtown core more clean. In all the reporting for politics, he's never seen downtown Ottawa around the Parliament buildings so clean. And the streets are impeccable. And that's all due to the truckers, because the city of Ottawa is not plowing, they're not cleaning up, they're not picking up trash, they're not doing their usual things. And it's sort of like their protest against, the truckers, so they have an excuse. Now there's one mean, not just one, but it is really insidious what the mayor, and this is just hearsay right now, but they're blocking off the major thoroughfares into Ottawa for trucks for resupply, not for the convoy, but for the city itself, for food, for grocery stores, for warehouses, all these things, so that they can essentially starve the people of Ottawa and blame it on the truckers. Yeah. And see, told you, look, I knew this was coming. Look at you guys. You guys, we allowed this for too long. And now look what's happening. And so the American truckers and the truckers that are in this whole, like they're outside of the convoy, but they're still working, but they still support the movement. They're trying as best they can. They're going to be getting every bit of footage they can about their loaded trucks, that there's lots of trucks that produce everything. It's everywhere. And they want to make sure that the public at large knows that if there is a shortage, it's not because of the supply chain. It's because of a planned supply chain emergency.
No, look,
That
there's only 3 to look at. Pillow covers.
Okay.
This is new, black and gray stripe.
If we can mute you, please do so. Thank you. Anyway, so that's some of the things that are happening in regards to the on the ground in Ottawa. In Calgary, or just on the weekend, Calgary had its largest rally in Calgary history. It was something to behold. I was there, as were many people from UN or from Life Force, and it was emotional. It truly was emotional. And I'm going to show you a clip shortly, a little vignette that I put together on not just Calgary, but what's happening all over this country. The issue in Coutts is still ongoing. It ballooned to about 5 kilometers long yesterday. It was truly incredible to see. Seeing the Cowboys show up was incredibly emotional for so many people. It was so cool. And yeah, there is something to be said when the farmers get involved, the Hutterites get involved. You know, it's just truly a beautiful thing. And you know that we're all on the right side of freedom and the right side of history. No one's stepping down. No one is walking away anytime soon. You will see in the media that you know, they're winning, and there's a way less people here, and we're going to do this or whatever. Everyone is promised that they're digging in deep, and they are not going to let go until all mandates are done, and we truly have freedom. We also have the international community. I mean, Canada right now is a global darling. It truly is. The spotlight has never been on Canada like it is right now. And that includes all Olympics, that includes all sporting events, that includes everything that's ever happened to this great country. We are now the darling of this world in the free media. You go to any of the posts from the live feeds that are coming out of Ottawa or Coutts or any other place in Canada that is a stronghold. It's a beautiful thing. So we just have to maintain our frame, maintain our hope, maintain the goodwill, love in our hearts, and just project energy to the truckers and the supporters, the farmers, everyone that's on the front lines. Just keep that energy up, and we will prevail. And I believe right now, Trudeau is shaking in his boots from a career standpoint. I believe that he sees that this is going to go off the rails. Now, I get that he is connected with the cabal and they've got a plan. I get that. And that there is a bigger plan that's in the works. And this is just optics, and who knows that the convoy is just part of the plan. And everyone's got a story about what that can represent. But we can also be a fly in the ointment. We can be a glitch in their matrix, that this is not going according to plan. We thought maybe, oh, okay, 3 days it'd be done. Yeah, get these, these truckers, haha. But look what it's done. And I believe you cannot get that Canadian pride out of us ever again. We've got it. We're hanging on to this, and we're a pit bull, and we want this country to be free. And I don't believe whatever the government says or what the media is trying to portray. Know that it's all lies. Know that it's just optics. And we got this. And I believe that Trudeau possibly could resign in disgrace. And I believe I can feel something happening. So I'm going to wind down here, but there is a movement that I've never thought would ever happen. This is glorious in every sense of the word. The rally that we had in Calgary, I believe, and we did a grid count that what it would take to fill up what 1,000 people would fill up. Well, 1,000 people filled up just like 100 feet. It was like 100 feet. There was like, holy crap, there's 1,000 people just in this little piece right here. And this went on for blocks and blocks. I think it was 11 blocks. So, you know, Calgary for the first time looked like a city in Europe when they have those big protests. And I was just, this is what we wanted for 2 years. And I can remember the rallies of 200 people and okay, this is what we got. Awesome. But now we've got momentum. So I encourage you that if you've got some time this weekend, get out to wherever the front lines are in your neighborhood, your community, your region, and get out and support. And we've said this many times that there is an opening now where people are now they're looking for solutions. And we know that there are a lot of politicians that are now coming to the forefront. You've seen a massive shift of what the conservatives are doing. They're now, they're saying what they should have said 2 years ago. So I'm still not convinced that that is the way to go. It is just the same or a different side of the same coin. And this is why Life Force is so pivotal right now. And this is why I really want you to feel a sense of passion and purpose, because you're a part of something truly epic. And people are really wanting to lean in to a different conversation. And this is great too, because the truckers are adamant about not having an allegiance to any political affiliation. They want it to be completely neutral. And there's reason for that. You know, there's a lot of disdain and there's a lot of disappointment and a lot of mistrust. And this is why For the People, by the People is going to be a clarion call for so many. And we just have to trust that this vacuum is going to bring us into the forefront. So just be proud of what we're creating here. Be proud to express it to others. Be proud to hand out a PDF of a brochure or share the link. And let's get these numbers up, because this convoy is going to continue as long as we need it to continue. And now I'm hearing that BC is also starting to look at a border blockade, if you will, to just kind of shut down that side of it and have a bigger conversation, but we'll see. I am going to, Rice, we're going to have a Q&A shortly after. And so we'll answer all your questions then. I'm going to just share my screen. I'm going to wrap up so I can just show you what I saw over the weekend.
There is courage, there is freedom on the highway tonight, as the lines of headlight glimmer starts to grow. And there will be no stopping till we make our rendezvous in Ottawa to stand up to Trudeau. From Kamloops to Kelowna and old Vancouver town, to Cranbrook on to Lethbridge, here we come. Through Benson, Hat and Moose Jaw, our numbers to grow. And there will be no stopping till we reach Ontario. Hundreds upon hundreds come and cheer us as we ride. The highway overpasses overflow. We hear your calls for freedom and we're here to hold the line. We're strong and free together on the road. In Winnipeg, we sound our horns all the way to Thunder Bay. We gather up our strength in Toronto. We're headed straight to Ottawa to stand up for our rights. And we're never gonna let up. If it's here, we're gonna fight. Peacefully, that is. Yeah. Our cupboards bare and businesses to close. Clearly this was never for our health. So Canadians, we must unite and stand up for our rights. Together we can find our commonwealth. From Charlottetown to Halifax, from Moncton and St. John, from Fredericton and Edmonton we go. Quebec City, Montreal, across to Ottawa. It's here that we must stand up to our foe. From Kamloops and Kelowna and old Vancouver town, from Cranbrook on to Lethbridge, here we come. We're headed straight to Ottawa to stand up for our rights. And the penny's gonna drop when we make our final stop and face Trudeau.
And there it is.
Awesome, Dwayne. Thank you so much. And I think it was Brian, you mentioned about the first rallies in Calgary. Yes, there's like 50 people. I was there. And now look, the power to the people. I love it.
Indeed.
Just a few people that had a few comments in the chat that I wanted to respond to. Katika, yes, in regards to police officers high-fiving, I experienced that at one of the rallies. It's such an amazing reality when that happens. And Mark from Ontario, you're absolutely right. Trudeau is controlled. He's still reading the manual, the Agenda 2030 manual, going, hey, it's not working out like we're supposed to. And yes, Juanita, I agree in regards to graciousness for those who've suffered. And there's going to be a lot of people coming forward as we move forward. And I also agree, raise a little love, raise a little love. Thank you, thank you. Is it Rice? Hello.
Hi, very nice to officially meet everybody. I wanted to say that things that I've been watching, I caught a live, I believe it was last night, yes, because they would have had a 10 o'clock meeting in Ottawa time this morning with a doctor and a virologist, and the credentials that they had were just outstanding. And they are fully in support of what is happening in Ottawa, and 100% are saying that all of the claims, as we know, they are actually now standing up behind us all and saying, yes, this is a pandemic, this is totally incorrect. So those were good things. And just honestly, I am so proud to be Canadian, and that spirit of being Canadian is so, it hadn't been there for so long. And it's so nice to see, and it's all done through love, because as we know, love is going to change the world, right? So just sharing happiness, and yeah, we got this.
Thank you for being here. Whereabouts are you from?
Oh, Winnipeg, sorry. So we've been out rallying in -30 and stuff like that. And the people we're dancing to stay warm, and just keeping positive attitudes and keeping very, very full of love, full of spirit. And I mean, I lost a family member because of neglect, and I'm not the only one. And so it's nice to see that their memories are not going to be lost, and that everybody is going in the right direction. So
Have you joined the Plan Council Manitoba?
Actually, I've got a council that's coming up. You'll see it all. It's coming.
Wonderful.
Love you all.
And love you too. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yes, if there's anyone from Manitoba here that hasn't joined Plan Council Manitoba, I highly recommend you do. If someone can put the link in the chat, that'd be fantastic. DK,
Hello, can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Dwayne, for your video. I just wanted to, and you've probably heard me say this before, and it's sort of an echo of what you said earlier, Karen. I believe that in the future weeks, months, and years, a lot of people's worldview is probably just going to fall apart, because I believe that things will be revealed that'll really, really, like, the best way I can say it, just their worldview is going to fall apart. Like, that's so anyway. The reason why I bring it up is because we, Karen, and this is why you say we should volunteer, is because we need to be there to provide them like the truth or something that they can fall back on. Because as you know, if you're getting rid of a bad habit, it's always good to have a good habit in place. Otherwise, you might revert back to a bad habit. Or worse, in the case of a worldview, if your worldview falls apart, you have nothing else to grab onto, people might lose it in a very literal sense. So we really need to be there for our sake and for their sake with something else that they can latch onto, something that's actually much more truthful. So with that, I yield.
Beautiful words, DK. Thank you so much for all you do. And Marcus, you're trying to find the button, but you're welcome to share. Are you there, Marcus? There you are. Oh, good, you found it. Okay. David, hello. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, my mic is okay. Me, this David? Yes.
Yeah. Hello, David.
Dwayne, that was great. Thank you. I missed the first little bit of it. My apologies. I just want to say one of the most exciting things I heard in the last couple of days was that as the mayor and the prime minister and all of these people were demanding that the Ottawa Police Department do something about this, the chief of police said, there's no violence, there's no problem. This is a peaceful protest. This is not a problem that can be solved by the police. This is a political problem, and politicians need to come out and solve this problem. That was it. It's like, yay, it's like simple. Put the ball back where it belongs, Anyway, that was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Or it could be we solve the problem as we the people.
yeah, inevitably, yes.
Absolutely. The power is going to be reverted back to the people, back to the town. That's where the power is going to be. And it's very exciting as more towns become a de jure council and begin to educate the people within their town and become ratified. And we have this going across the world. It's a very, very exciting time to be alive right now.
And I'm in Ottawa, and we're in that process.
Wonderful, David. You'll need to reach out to me because I'll have to connect with your council. I haven't as of yet. So
okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of them on here tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll reach out to you.
Perfect. Yeah, if you just go to the PTSD website and then you can just click on the link there and there's a calendar there and just select a date and time for a meeting. Love to meet all of you. Marcus.
Thank you. First, this is my first time here. I'm not even sure where the invite came from, but I'm glad it did. And I'm really in awe that there's 146 other Canadians on here, and I haven't hung out with like 146 other like-minded people, like-hearted people in a while. So I'm really honored to be here. And I think like all of us, honestly, 3-4 months ago, I couldn't listen to our national anthem. I really couldn't. It was time in my life I ever like, holy, that doesn't land with me anymore. And to see what's happened over the last 2-3 weeks in our shift, the paradigm shift, and to feel the welling up inside of myself of the pride that I see not in our country, but in the people that represent this country, and redefining it. And I realized I listened to a gentleman, and he talked about the difference between us and America, and I never thought of it this way. America's Constitution is 250 years old. Ours is 42 years old, and it's never been tested by Canadians before. This is our first real test on our belief in our own morals and values, and it always takes a rebellion from the people. So I'm honored to be here, and thanks for bringing this space forward.
Thank you, Marcus. Where do you live?
I'm in London, Ontario.
Ontario.
Yes.
Have you joined the council in Ontario?
No, I'm a newbie here, so whatever I can get into.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm sure someone will put the Plan Council Ontario link in the chat, and then sign up, and then they have their weekly calls for you to really dive into what we're all about and what we're doing. We are so excited to have you here, and I felt exactly the same way that you did in regards to me living in Canada a year ago. It's like, what? What am I doing here? Yeah. And now, yeah, it's changed for so many people. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Marcus. Glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Gabby, for sharing the plancouncilontario.ca website. Somebody was asking about Maritimes, so I trust that the Plan Council Atlantic website is there too. Yes. Deborah, hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
I just wanted to tune in here too because I was down in Coots for 8 days. I just got home yesterday, and it was phenomenal. Talk about hanging around with like-minded people. I tell you, it was one big happy family down there. Not a mask to be seen. And the truckers, like, they're so kind and giving and humbled by all the support that they have gotten. They even want to come back to Coots when this is all over. They said, you know, what is something that you need here in Coots that you haven't gotten in years and years? We're coming back to do it for you. So if you want a splash park for the kids or whatever it may be. So that just goes to show you what kind of people they are, and not what MSM is talking about, how they're violence and there's so. And even someone goes to the point of phoning the RCMP and saying there's violence down here. And so then the RCMP send more screaming people down, like screaming cars down there, and they get there and it's not like that at all. Anyways, I just wanted to chime in with that.
Thank you, Deborah. And all of that corruption is going to be dissolved, and everyone that has assisted in crimes against humanity, they're all going to pay the price. The justice will prevail. Thank you, Deborah. And I'm so glad you brought up Coots, because we've had quite a few Life Force members at the border that went out. Jade was there, Ryan and Sarah, Sasha, Tim was out there. They were dancing with all the truckers, and there's a big party and just sharing the food and the love. So yeah, it's incredible what's happening. Thank you, Deborah. Rita, hello, Rita.
Hello, I'm Rita from Medicine Hat, and I attended a meeting with Svetlana on Friday. And I'm a holistic health practitioner, got injured in the military, and they sent me to university for healing. And I've done 11 years of deprogramming myself on their beliefs and their values. And I see both sides of the picture, because I had the, I guess, the honor of serving my country for 23 years. And now I'm serving the people for the last 11. Well, before that, since 5 years old, I've been healing people. But I'm an empath, and I feel strongly that people should be able to take their healthcare into their own hands and heal themselves. And I have so many modalities now on doing that. And I want to reach out to anybody in southeastern Alberta and Saskatchewan there that needs help and wants that help. So I've asked for anybody who's on the call tonight in Medicine Hat to reach out to me so we can connect. Thank you very much.
Rita, thank you so much for being here and the life that you've led. Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
I've gone through a lot of trauma in the military, and I'm healing from that. And So basically, pretty much whatever the cabal went through, I pretty much went through, because I've listened to all those and I've listened to all the rabbit holes and I've been down every hole. And I use discernment for what feels right to me because I'm an empath. I can feel what is right and wrong. And yeah, my ballast is back on track. My hair stands up on end when I'm around a pedophile or around somebody who has a negative entity. I know how to remove entities and demons, so I am that powerful.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here. And Medicine Hat website, tennis. Yeah, thank you for putting that in the chat. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, for all of you who are new here, LifeForce Canada is the hub, and we're here to educate. And then once we discover where you live within Canada, we have what we call plan councils. So plan stands for people, land, air, nature. And these councils are de jure councils. So we are creating a new foundation outside of the old corrupt system. And because that whole de facto system is going to be crumbling, we're here to create the new pillars. We know that within those pillars, if you do not want to be on a council or you do not want to be in a committee, we have think tanks, and the think tanks are wrapped around those pillars. Rita, because you are in health and wellness, I recommend that you join the health and wellness think tank. It's on Monday nights, I do believe, with James. And it's really, really powerful in regards to how we're all going to be coming together to create a whole new healthcare system. Right now, we are creating a new website, our Health and Wellbeing Committee in Alberta. It's to replace the Alberta Healthcare website. It's so satanic. And once we have it up and running, that template is going to be a model that we're going to be offering to all the provinces to step into. So it's a more holistic, integrated healthcare system. And it's very, very exciting. So yeah, eventually when we get that live, then we'll be definitely sharing that on the Monday call here too. Hello, Bryce.
I forgot to say that, like I've got friends of mine who are down on Ground Zero in Ottawa. And there was something that actually resonated really beautifully was within all of this and all the support, there's also a lot of breakdown and people crying and healing. There's a lot of healing going on because everybody thought they were so alone because we were so segregated. So it's beautiful to see the healing going along with the support, going along with everything, and everybody's frequency rising and everybody realizing the Christ consciousness is deep inside us. And if you realize inside you is Christ, the rest of them, they can't get to you. And we're all connected. And that's what's making this work, is because we're so beautifully connected as one people, one source, connected to our great source. Actually, I keep going like this. It's inside. My mistake. And then also in downtown Ottawa, there's no more crime. So there you go. Love will heal the world, right?
Beautiful, Rice. Love will heal the world. Exactly. Thank you.
We can save them.
Yep.
Nobody should be hungry in this day and age. A little trick that I do, I don't know if it's, you line your car. Out here, we always have people on the corners. So line your inside of your car with food, and then every corner you're at, just hand out food to people that are hungry. And if everybody did it, every single car did it, there's never going to be another hungry person in this world. Right?
That is a brilliant idea. Thank you for sharing that. I love
You're
it.
very welcome.
To your point, Rice.
So many brilliant minds here. It's so great to see. Thank you, Rice. Hello, Simon.
I just want to share the idea of Freedom Family, that hashtag, and being able to invite people to join the Freedom Family. There's so many people right now that are kind of on the fence. There are a lot of people that are questioning things and noticing how the media is making a mess of what is going on. Like, it couldn't be more obvious that they're trying to steer the narrative in a direction of, racism and anti-Semitism and anti-this and anti-that, but clearly that's not the case, and people are waking up to it more and more. And I just like the idea of Freedom Family because it's so relatable, and I think it's already a hashtag. So I just wanted to encourage people to maybe use that. And that's about it. I've been having a great time. In the last little while, we had our first field trip to this awesome place called Taiga. If you're in Ontario, there's this little place that has a skating rink and is an animal sanctuary and has some saunas and jacuzzis and acreage of land and outer space. So if you want to look them up, the owner Jenny is incredible. She accommodated our school trip. She actually didn't want us to pay anything. It's all by donation. So it was just a great place where we could have the kids go skating. They didn't go on a field trip for like a good 2 years now. So it was their first field trip, and we got to go skating and kind of explore the area. We built a little fire, roasted some s'mores. We were playing all these awesome songs. I shared a link to some of the lyrics from one of the songs in the chat. But yeah, it was such an awesome time. So I'm excited. I've been having fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing, like, you know, this was something that I envisioned, and a lot of us were envisioning what's happening. Karen, Dwayne, I mean, most of the people here probably had an idea of where things would go. We just didn't know exactly how it would happen. And now that it's happening, it's starting to breathe life to this movement, and it feels great. So.
Yay. Thank you, Simon. And I love freedom families. That'd be great. That's a great article. I think that would be just an amazing article in the education portal too. Freedom family. Thank you, Simon. Hello, Sherry.
Hello, Karen. Thank you for playing the song. Thank you to Kevin Martin for doing all the work with it. I just wanted to say I am not a professional singer, but there were 2 professional singers who joined me on the weekend to sing it at the Freedom Rally, and the whole audience broke out into chorus, and it was amazing to actually hear. And the idea I want to plant the seed with everyone is, if we've got the backing music, if you have professional singers in your area who actually want to record it, sing it, record it, and use images from your own area, wherever you are in the world. So that could be, you know, in Australia, Spain, wherever. You can use the lyrics and the backing music to create a very personal, you know, local version of it. So I just wanted to plant that seed.
Thank you, Sherry. We'll have to talk more about that. I love that. And Sherry Strong and her amazing team on the Health and Wellbeing Committee are the ones creating the Health and Wellbeing website portal directory that's going to be coming out to really link all the doctors and nurses and anyone in the healthcare industry that is stepping out of that whole satanic realm. So yeah, looking forward to it all coming together. Thank you for everything you do, Sherry. And you have a beautiful voice. I love it. Hello, Linda.
Hello. I just wanted to mention that even though we have such a small community, I thought there wasn't much that we could accomplish here. And the amazing things that have happened, we had a convoy here that was 100 strong. And it was just totally amazing. And we've gotten together and we've set together a plan of what to do should things go awry. And we've really formed a great community. And I just wanted to say, no matter how small your area is, because I thought, oh, we're just going to sit back and be watch it all happen. But it's amazing what we've been doing. We even had our own craft fairs when we were kicked out of participating at our local craft fairs. We formed our own and got into a barn, and it was great. There's just so much that we can do, and we've stuck together, and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger every week. It's just been amazing.
And where are you, Linda?
I'm on Salt Spring Island.
What a beautiful community you have there.
Yes, it's a good, strong community.
Oh my gosh. Say hello to Cecile.
Okay, yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay, I think there was just something to comment here earlier that I wanted to share. Oh, yeah, there was one person saying earlier today, I think it was on Facebook, and they said, so many are complaining about the honking in Ottawa. And she said, what is worse than honking is communism. I thought that was great. And yeah, I also read too that in the Angus Reid poll last week, the majority of Canadians in every region of the country think it's time to end the COVID restrictions. So that is rising. So well done, everyone, for standing for freedom. I love this. Brian.
Okay, I just wanted to say a few things. I've been doing this for a long time and it's been really, really slow. And it was just even a week before the convoy that was slow. And this convoy is huge. This has really taken on a life of its own, and it shows all the support all over Canada. When the convoy is going from Vancouver to Ottawa, you see the people on this highways gathering in masses all over the place. This is so huge. There's a little bit of stuff that I'd just like to encourage people. Like, if you can, get out there and be a part of all of this. Every person is another drop in the bucket. We need to fill this bucket. And another thing is keep the peace with the police and keep the peace with everything. This is going to be a major, major part of what we want to achieve, is just doing this with a peaceful manner. And the truck drivers, they're already encouraging that right now. This little battle, and it's been talked about already. Like, the media is lying, and the politicians are lying, and the police chief, he's getting pushed to say things that he doesn't want to say. This is a war, and these people that we're fighting, they cannot afford to lose this war. They are in big trouble, and they know it. And we just got to keep doing what we can, the best that we can. And they're going to continue to lie and make mistakes. And as they keep doing this, it just becomes more and more obvious what's really going on to more and more people. And eventually, I think the media is going to be getting slapped pretty quick too, because everybody right now has got their phones with the cameras on and they're recording everything. And the media is going to come out here looking really, really bad. So all of this stuff, keep it in mind, do everything you can. This is huge, people, huge. And we'll never get a better chance than what's already started. Just keep moving, keep that momentum going. This just took on a life of its own in the last couple of weeks. It's just like, wow. This is huge. So I just encourage everybody to get involved any way that you can. With that, I yield.
Thank you, Brian. And I agree with Olga's comment in the chat. Thank you, Brian. You just know how to bring light to an event, good advice, and very inspiring. So thank you, Brian, as always. And okay. Chantal, hello.
Can you bring us out on like a good meditation, Karen? Because we need to send all of the Canadians and people of the world some good vibrations right now.
Absolutely. I got my background already. Hearts.
Oh, I love it. I love you.
Thank you, Chantal. Love you too. Winetta. Hi, Winetta. You there? We can't hear you.
Hit the black bar on the bottom of the screen, Winetta, and unmute yourself.
She's not muted. Okay, we'll just go over to you, Trevor.
Okay, I just wanted to ask the question. I got a couple days ago, I got linked to I think it was a CTV news poll. They were asking, should all the mandates be removed at once? It was a multiple choice question, right? And the number one answer was, when I did it, was 64% of people wanted all mandates gone immediately, and not staged in a partition kind of fashion, but just all gone immediately. And I'm wondering how many of us here actually saw that and got to participate in that little poll. Yeah, Rita did.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool and pretty accurate. About what my sense is, a number of us Canadians who are done with all the mandates, really done with it. Yeah, it feels like about 2/3, if not 3/4 of us are like, okay, it's time for this to be complete.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that, I yield.
Thank you, Trevor. Absolutely. And oh yeah, what it was that I wanted to share, because Dwayne was talking about the media, and Trudeau, the government knows what we're up to, right? In regards to all the systems are going to be crumbling. And they're very aware of the transition of what's happening. We're going from dark to light right now. And the government announced that they're going to require media outlets to get a government license. So freedom of the press is what separates us from that authoritarian government. And this is what they want to create. So you're right, Dwayne, there's going to be a big backlash in regards to mainstream media. Sandra.
Oh, I just suggest everyone write a quick email to their MLA as well to end the mandates. I did that today. It was really easy to find it. Actually, it came to me in an email from someone else, and I just clicked the link. I wrote a couple of lines. I think it's just important I know they're the ones who can end it, right? And that we need to keep the pressure on them, that just going to the rallies might not be enough, but actually to register how you feel with them. So that's my suggestion. I yield.
Thank you so much, Sandra. And yes, inundate their inbox. I agree. Again, Dwayne, thank you so much for sharing your passion and your purpose. When you speak, we all feel your heart, and just so grateful to have you here. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for being here and shining your light in the world. If you're not able to stay for the meditation, I completely understand. If you do live in Alberta, I will see you on the call, and the Alberta call tomorrow through the PlanCouncilAlberta.ca website. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. Lots of love. And for those who want to stay for the meditation, awesome. Okay, we're going to close our eyes. And the amazing thing is that so many, they yearn for love and they want love in their life, but yet many people are afraid of love. And it's because of the reality that we live in. It's been designed to keep us separate from love. And as we move forward, we're going to be breaking down the heart wall and opening ourselves to living with a fully open heart. No matter what we've experienced in our life, we have the capability and the capacity to live our life from this place. And as we move forward on this journey together, on the weeks ahead, the months ahead, the years ahead, we're going to be offering a lot of training wrapped around the breaking down the heart walls. And as your eyes are closed, focusing on your breath, and you're breathing in slowly, you're letting go, allowing yourself to relax. And breathing in to the count of 5 and breathing out to the count of 5, just allowing yourself to be in the present moment. And to feel whatever you feel in your body, whether it's an uncomfortable energy, stress, anxiety, tension, fear of the future. It's just being honest with yourself, being real with where you're at. And we're just breathing through that energy. That's all it is. Emotion is energy in motion. And we're just letting go of everything that we are not. In the truth of reality, we are pure love. And we're all on the journey to truly remembering that we are the love that we are seeking. And just focusing on the breath. And as you're breathing, you're just saying to yourself, I am love. I am love. And remember, the two words I am are the most powerful words in the universe, because whatever we put after those two words, we become. I am love. And knowing that love is infinite, you have an abundance of love inside of you, just bursting, wanting to burst through you and out into the world. So I want you now to take your attention, bring your attention down to the heart space, down to your chest. And I want you to visualize a ball. It's like a glowing ball of pink energy. And even if you're not able to visualize that ball of energy inside your chest, just place your intention there. And just feel this ball of beautiful love energy. And you're filling that ball up with this beautiful love. And in a moment, we're going to send that ball of love out into our town, where we live. And we're all across Canada here. So everywhere we're going to be experiencing that love being emitted out from you and out into your town. So keep building up that love inside your heart, inside that ball. And it keeps feeling like it just wants to burst open. But you just keep filling it up. Filling it up. Because you have a lot of love. You're infinite love. And on the count of 3, we're all going to do this together. We're going to send that love out into the town, and we're going to see that love just filling the spaces between the towns. So eventually the love carries the vibration, the frequency of that energy, that wave energy, all across your province, going all across the whole entire country, okay? So we're all getting ready to do this. We're gonna all do this together. Sending every Canadian love, sending those truckers love. 1, 2, 3. Waves of love are just flowing everywhere throughout Canada You're even going beyond the borders into the Northwest Territories and the Yukon and down into the US. Look at the love you have is flowing throughout the world now. Feel how amazing it feels. Just send that energy out into the world, that love of who you are, that divine being that is pure love. And everyone that's open to receiving your love is receiving that love. Just know this to be true. People are being healed with this frequency of love that you are emitting right now. So we're just going to sit in silence. Just keep allowing for that love to flow from you. On the count of 3, you can open your eyes. So 1, bring yourself back into the room. 2, bring yourself back into your body. And 3. This is how we change the world, everyone. We all know this. Love is the answer. And as we love ourselves, right, we love others. Thank you so much for being here. Together we rise, everyone. Namaste.
Thanks, Karen. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Annie. Thank you.
I'm crying.
Good
That
night,
was
everyone.
beautiful and one of the most powerful things I've ever felt. Thank you for that, Karen.
Thank you, everyone, for having me.
Everyone.
Night.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Karen.
night.
Karen, thanks, Dwayne. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Well, good night, everyone.
Thank you. Wonderful, Elizabeth. Glad to see you. Thank you, Mark.